tomorrow. So today is really just a setup day for tomorrow as we get into qualifying.
All right. Well, like I talked about, you know, just these very aggressive walls. Some of these guys really getting a few more shimmies down the track. And we talk about this track, and it's loud, it's proud, it's vicious. But we have to introduce our other member, she's definitely a lot better looking than both of us. And she's our girl on the ground. She is Lorette Nickel. So I throw it down to Lorette, who's right there. Let's call it trackside. Lorette Nickel.
Jared, thank you so much. Well, guys, not only do we have the opening round here at Long Beach, but we have one of the most intimidating courses as well. We're bringing out these beautiful vehicles with these walls that can reach out and grab at any time. Now, I was able to talk to Frederick Osbo, and he likened this course to a pinball course. He says he can see in the entry and the corners, but he's using muscle memory, and he's counting when he's in that whiteout of the tires. And he said, once you get out of this track alive, it's the best feeling ever.
Well, you can see Lorette Nickel down in the thick of it, and like she talks about, is it me or does it seem like these cars are creating more smoke? I mean, seriously.
I would say more smoke, more noise, more overall power, more grip. I mean, the progression continues to move forward and forward, and we've seen guys come up with really, really strong formulas about how to win events and win championships, and I think people are starting to recognize that and put that into their own vehicle builds.
Well, if you could break down the track, because there's some notable, clipping zones and the points. Break it down.
Well, you can see right here the menacing Long Beach course. We got that long, big straightaway into that right-hand sweeper, a touch and go, moving into outer zone 1 and outer zone 2, and then our last touch and go up against the outside wall, moving into the one and only inside clip right here. The dangerous thing about this course is it's surrounded by concrete walls in every direction. We usually see a lot of carnage here, but for drivers that are able to keep their car on course and stay consistent, that's a formula for success.
Well, truly it's an international affair, and this year more than ever, we have drivers coming all the way from Latvia, and there's some new drivers. And if you're an old school drifting fan, you might recognize some of these names. If you're new to it, welcome, congratulations, you're part of history now. But some of the names, we do have a female competitor. She's not here at this round of competition. We also talked about Mad Mike Woodette. If you're not familiar with him, he's the crazy Kiwi, and he is Mad Mike. His car unfortunately could not make round 1. He will be at round 2. And anybody else stand out in your mind?
I mean, obviously you've got Yukoi from Japan. He won our last round in the Japan Championship out there. He's certainly a strong driver, one of the best I've seen. Daigo Saito-esque. He's definitely one to look out for. And of course, we've got Tanner Faust, who's coming back. He's only doing 3 events. It looks like he's driving pretty well. For those that were joining us earlier in the live stream, he did have a wreck right here. We'll have to see if he's able to make it back for qualifying. But of course, I don't think Tanner's lost much, and all he's got to do is get a grip on that car, and he'll be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's anything he goes at, he's competitive in, and he wants to win. So for more on Tanner Faust, we throw it down to our girl on the ground, Lorette Nickel. Lorette?
Well, guys, thank you so much. On Tuesday, we had media day out here, and Tanner said that his first run out here was an eye-opener. He said that he's just going to have to grip it and rip it out here. Now, he said that the cars have about 40% more horsepower than it's had in the past. So, with the 5-year gap, is that going to be too long for this 2-time champion to get used to Formula Grip today?
Man, Lorette is just in the cut. She's right there in the mix. I mean, I'm kind of like nervous for her. And Lorette, I've worked with her in the past. She knows about 2-wheels. She knows about 4-wheels. So it's great to have her up in the mix. Now we talked about Tanner. Let's talk about these guys. They put their cars together. We have the silly season, we had the off season. Let's shine them up. Let's make them look good. Then let's throw them at this unforgiving track. And they're being scrutinized by our 3 judges who are sitting right here in front of us: Ryan Lantain, Brian Egger, and Andy Yen. What are they looking for in particular?
Well, as we take a look at the biggest thing, which is style, it's impact, fluidity, and commitment. This accounts for 50% of your score, with one judge having 30 points and then 10-point allocation from each, the line and angle judge. So impact, fluidity, commitment, a big thing that we're pushing in the sport right now, and you can see the drivers are really focusing on that in qualifying, try to get those maximum scores, make it way into the top 32 tomorrow.
Well, that's all about being a hero, right? If you do all those elements combined, impact, fluidity, commitment, you go in fast, you go in hard, let's talk about a zero. How can you gain a zero and not get a score on either of the two runs?
Yeah, I mean, most people will recognize these from last year. Loss of drift, 2 tires clearly off, hood latch or doors open at any time during the run, contact that results in loss of drift or spin or spinning out. And one new one that we added this year is debeating a tire, which is basically there for safety purposes. So that is how you will receive a zero in today's competition.
Well, we have some great qualifying coming up on you. And in your head, in your dome, as you can see Yokoi out there on track. But thank you so much for joining us. Let's get the conversation going. Let everybody know you are watching Formula Drift at Long Beach via the hashtag FDLB at Formula D on Instagram. Again, hashtag FDLB. Qualifying, it's coming up in just a little bit here on the streets of Long Beach. Nice job there by Charles Ng. Brings it through the sweeper. On to that final clip. Make some noise for Hong Kong's own Charles Ng. Part of that Team Orange team. Finished 22nd overall last year. As we take a look at Charles Ng's instant replay here. Looking a lot better from last year. A lot smoother and fluid, gaining him a 75 on his second run. Shout out to I Drink Good Beer. How we doing? Brian Cass. Chelsea Denofa back at it. Whoa, Denofa throwing his BMW at the wall. Barely keeping it off there, tapping it really hard. I mean, going wall to wall. Make some noise for Chelsea Denofa. Going hard into the paint, literally. Take a look at this again as Denofa barely avoids those tires. You see the filmer back up, and then right here he just goes a little too hard into it. Bam. Slapping the base, big time. And obviously the GoPro cameras capturing all the footage up close and personal, you know, don't want anybody to get hurt, but you put those cameras, you kind of risk them, you put them out there, they can be the hero and you can live to see an adventure another day. Here we go. Waiting for Chelsea Denofa's score. As Pat Gooden is on the start line. 61, a 61 for Chelsea Denofa. As Pat Gooden and Juku Racing Falcon tires S13. From Rockledge, Florida. His mom Donna and grandma are at home watching. Here we go, here comes Pat Gooden. A little bit off that clipping zone. Fluid through the course. Nice job. The twin turbo V8 setup under the hood of the S13. Make some noise for Pat Gooden. An 82 for Pat Gooden. An 82 for Pat Gooden. All right, so June Meng is to the start line. June Meng is back up there. The Lucas Oil Design Craft 2JZ powered BMW Z4. He's on Achilles radials this year. Oh man, this car just getting finished and saw his initiation, a bit of wavering here and there, and rotating will cause Jun Meng to get a 0. That will be a goose egg for Jun Meng. Yeah, that car has never been driven before. That's the first time it's been driven. So Jun Meng obviously having to get the car worked out, and we'll look forward to seeing him in Atlanta. That is a 0 for Jun Meng as we advance on to our next driver. Long Beach's own Kyle the Menace Mohan. Sitting on GT radials. Here comes the RX-8 of Kyle Mohan. There we go. Nice job. Whoa! Kyle bringing it on through. Look at that aggressive flick. Whoa, other side of the rumble strips. Exit stage right. Those are the most powerful cones in the world. These cones are hard as nails. Just let you know the lay of the land for today is, looking at the clock, it's just about 2:40. We have qualifying to go till 3:30. We have an autograph signing from 3:35 to 4:55. So let's just say 3:30 to 5 o'clock in that estimated vicinity. We have a driver's meeting, which is just mandatory for all drivers and closed to just the drivers. And the streets reopen here at 6 o'clock. And then obviously, you know, tomorrow is the main event. Gates open tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So if you line up, again, gates open at 10 o'clock. Sometimes we open them early, but don't want to guarantee that. Here we go, Dai Yoshihara. 2011 Formula Drift champion. Turn 14, Arc Design, Falcon Tire, Subaru BRZ. Whoa, look at it, Dai Yoshihara. Nice job by Dai. Around the final clip, Dai Yoshihara, 12-year veteran of Formula Drift. Congratulations to him and his wife and their brand new baby boy. Again, Dai Yoshihara, arguably one of the most favorite drivers in the Formula Drift sanction body. Also sponsored by Staple Clothing this year, which is pretty sweet. Dai Yoshihara finishes it out, and Dai Yoshihara gets an 83, an 8-3 for Dai Yoshihara. Finishing 17th last year in his Tyler McCory Racing GoPro Mobile One Chevrolet Camaro. That is Tyler the Rock McCory from Danville, California, as he leaves that start chicane. Here we go, Tyler McCory. Of the judges, forgoes the touch and go, gets up in that rear clipping zone, tightens it up to the judges' wall, around the final clip, mashes the throttle through the finish line. Tyler the Rock McCory in his Chevrolet Camaro. A 76 for Tyler McCory.